Hey there and welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Target's Attitude, absent-minded professor of knives and all things sharp. Sit on the back, grab your pens and papers, class is about to begin. First, a little bit of syllabus work as always. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy. We do a variety of reviews of knives and occasionally some camping or survival gear. We also do a couple other videos, including a new series I just started on how to put together your own emergency pack or bug out bag, depending on terminology you want to use. Hopefully you'll enjoy them all. If you're not new to the channel, well, I'm glad you've been following, but I do have a question for you. Have you subscribed yet? No? Wait a minute. Yeah, you over in Colorado. What do you mean you haven't subscribed yet? Come on, it's easy, man. Just hit that button right down there. Says subscribe. Then after you've hit that, you hit the little bell right next to it. That way you get notified every time I put up a new video. It's easy, and it's a win-win situation. It's a win for you because you get to see all the neat new knives I put out and all the other neat videos. It's a win for me because, let's be honest, the more subscribers I've got, the easier it is for me to get all these neat new things. So come on, let's help each other out. In the meantime, let's go on with class tonight. Today, I'm looking at one that one of my subscribers asked me to look at. It's the Manix2 from Spyderco. Very nice knife. It's one of Spyderco's US-made knives. And it's kind of interesting because they've run the full gamut on this. This particular model has G10 scales. There's also a couple models with fiber-reinforced nylon scales. This one has a stainless steel liner that has not been skeletonized. Some others have steel liners that have been skeletonized. And they've got three different blade steels available. This one, as you can see, is SV30, which, or S30V, excuse me. Very sweet steel. One of the higher quality steels around. Not absolute top, but high enough. They also have it available in BD1, which is a relatively new steel that Spyderco has been playing with. It's kind of similar to the 8CR13 MOV used in a lot of Kershaw's and CRKTs. That holds the edge just a little bit better. But it's a US steel, it's not a Chinese steel. Just as this knife is US made, not made someplace else. Then they also have it available in S110, which is about as good a quality steel as you can get, but it's also going to drive the price up. As a result, minimum advertised price on this knife runs anywhere from $101 all the way up to $200. All depends on what scales and the blade is made of. One thing that makes this a little different from some of their other knives, it's not a lockback. It's not a liner lock. It's making use of their new ball bearing lock. Now, you take this switch right here. That actually puts pressure on a ball bearing inside the knife. When you open up the blade, ball bearing rides along until it gets a certain point, and then it locks in thanks to this spring-loaded clip to lock the blade open. Will not close. When you want to close it, you just pull that switch back and right on open, right on closed. And you can open it or close it very easily that way. All in all, plus of course you've got your thumb stud. You've got the possibility of flicking it. You've got the blade grab, that some people like. All in all, like any other Spyderco, it's got a very high flickability rating. And of course it's got the standard Spyderco symbols, very sweet, even down to the Golden Colorado USA, since it is one of the USA mades. One thing I could wish, the pocket clip is reversible, so you can go from right hand carry to left hand carry. Because of the way the ball bearing lock works, they can't switch it so that you can flip it to tip down carry. You can only do tip up. Not a big deal for me. That's the way I prefer to carry it anyway. They've got some nice jimping right here on the back of the blade, and they've got some nice jimping on the choil. So if you choke up on it, your finger's not going to go anywhere. That jimping will hold it right there. Sweet. Solid steel back, also nice. All in all, it's just a very, very comfortable knife in the hand. So let's see how it does on our standard battery test, shall we? Let's see here. Need a piece of paper. Here we go. And a piece of scratch paper. Yeah. Handles that beautifully. Of course, I'd expect that from any Spyderco, especially a US made one. Let's see how it does with standard core gauge cardboard. And through with very little pressure. Just it's just flying right through that. Definitely no problems there. Let's see here. Hang packaging test. Gold Peak tea bottle, much sturdier and heavier than a standard soda bottle. Almost heavier than most hang packaging. So if you can handle this, yeah, right in. That was nice. Took a little bit more work to get it in than I was anticipating, but it still handled it just fine. Let's see here. Yeah, cordage. Let's see here. Where is the end? There we go. Let's see how it does on cutting paracord. No resistance whatsoever there. Again, let's get down to that tiny little loop where we really test tip, because that's all we can get through. And, well, didn't do quite so well, I guess. It just kind of went flying off. Let's see here. Where is... There's the other little end. Let's see here. One cut. Very, very nice. So, heavy gauge cowhide. About right for making a heavy pair of cuffs or chaps or a sheath. Let's see how this handles. Very little resistance at all. That was sweet. That was very, very sweet. So, yes. Zip ties. One of the handiest things in the world. Used for all sorts of things, from tying boxes closed makeshift handcuffs for security guards, tying things to your backpack, securing guns at gun shows so they can't be fired. You name it, there's 101 uses for this thing. But they're hard to cut. You'd see how the Spyderco handles it. That was ridiculous. See here. This way. That just... wow. That is very impressive. Of course, with a S30V steel, that's should be doing that. Let's see here. Piece of wood, kind of well whittled on from the wood shop. Let's see how it does with this. Yeah, it's feathering it up quite nicely. Again, don't recommend this. Pivot point can cause a failure point on this, but for fresh out of the box, for a review, it's driving down nicely. Doesn't do quite as well at batoning as some other pocket knives I've reviewed, but it's definitely going down in there nicely. And let's face it, it's not something you're going to be doing too often with any pocket knife. It's beautiful for doing fine work, though. I mean, I'm very pleased with that. So far, it's doing wonderful. I really like it. And let's go back to that piece of paper here again. And yep. No damage whatsoever. Gorgeous, gorgeous knife. I really, really like this. Okay, as I say, this particular model is somewhat lower end. It's minimum advertised price of $132, but it's got very sweet steel, fine, well textured G10 handles. It's just incredibly sweet the whole way around. Very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. This is just... I think this is going to replace my Endura as a carry to work knife. Definitely. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, but it's got a lanyard hole too. Not that common on Spyderco, but it's there. But, in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a little bit. I hope you were impressed with this knife as I am. In the meantime, I'll wish you luck. See you back here next week when class begins again. In the meantime, remember, it may be ability that decides what you do. Maybe motivation that decides what you do. But it's attitude that decides how you do it. So if you go and do something, no matter how minor, even if it's just watching one of my videos, do it with attitude. See ya.